Welcome to a special edition of the BumbleKast. I'm your host, Ian Flynn, the Bumble King, and joining me as always is my Bumble co-host, Kyle, JCRB Krause.
Whoa! We're here on Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, everybody, if you celebrated. If not, Happy Friday.
Or happy holidays in general. Hope
that too.
This year has handled you a little more gently than the last one, and may the next year be ever brighter and better for everyone.
Indeed.
But before that, they say it's darkest before the dawn, so we have yet another special appearance by our patron and second time guest here on the show, Off.
Howdy, that's me.
That's you. That's your cue, buddy.
That's your cue. Say something.
Imagine, Christmas Eve, all those poor little Bumble kids waking up to unwrap their Bumble gifts and all they get's me. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't pick when the video came out. Blame Kyle for that.
Yep. You're welcome.
Now, are we imagining that it's just it looks like a body bag under the tree, or is it a wrapped sarcophagus and you just rise from it, or is it a very long box? Maybe a square one.
It's more like it's more like TARDIS rules. The box is normal size, but it's bigger on the inside. So when the kid takes the top off, just my whole adult body climbs out of this small box.
Yeah, the whole Pennywise effect. Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
cool.
Yeah. You just pop on out of there. It's like a.
Yeah.
It's an off in a box.
Yeah. No, don't bury me in an orphan. Yeah.
All right. So, what has possessed you to support the show and come back again, sir?
I don't know. Lunacy. Nothing better to do with my time. What has driven me to do such a thing? No. I like picking y'all's guys' brains. You're fun to listen to. You're funner to talk to. And I figured, why not? So that's the best reason to do anything. Why not?
I can't argue with that.
No, me neither. I guess. Well, we appreciate it either way. Glad to have you back.
I always appreciate y'all having me. Just the opportunity to say no is always there, and y'all decided not to do that, so that leaves me wondering why not. But then again, here we are.
Well, I know you.
So otherwise, how have
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, cool. Okay, no, I was just gonna ask how you two fine gentlemen have been doing lately. Like we mentioned briefly before we started recording, Ian has had quite a few developments come up recently. So just wondering how y'all have been doing, how the holiday winter seasons have been treating both of you guys.
I talk all the time. Kyle, how are you doing?
I'm fine. There's not really anything on my end, really, in particular. Yeah, I mean, what's up with you, Ian?
Well, see, here's the thing. We're recording this somewhat in advance, even though this is the Christmas Eve episode. So I'm kind of waiting for something else to possibly come about. And that's also exciting. So
yeah.
Here we are.
Some of you may have already heard about it by now, and if it's already out, but if it's not, then
But the thing is,
if it's not, then it's another knowing smile, I guess.
Yeah, past us right now, as people are listening to this video on December 24th, which is our future, means that you can't discuss things that haven't happened yet. So it's weird like that.
Just because you said TARDIS doesn't mean everything has to be timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly. Suffice to say, it has been a very interesting end to December and to the year.
Definitely seems that way. Definitely seems like it. So I mean, I guess if you two guys didn't have anything else to add or ramble or ask or whatever, I mean, we could just jump right into some of that stuff.
Do it.
Please, by all means, take it away.
Yeah. I don't even know where to take it. Really came into this recording unprepared. I've had a rather busy weekend, and it's been one of those, oops, I forgot about that, one right after the other, leading up to this, I believe, my last thing I forgot about, unless there's something else I forgot about I haven't remembered yet. So y'all just bear with me.
No worries.
What's the current hot topic that could be discussed in the communities and the going ons here recently? I know talking about. I know it can be mentioned, like the frontiers thing. We're not gonna discuss anything that has to do with that. Although by now, pretty much most of this side of the fandom is aware that you have some involvement in that project's development. But I can't ask you to give me all the juicy details, and like after the show you'll spoil everything for me, right? You're right. That's how that works. No.
Normally, I would even joke about it, but not this time. This time, I am playing it 100% straight. This is a big deal, so I am being super paranoid about it.
Yeah, I completely understand that. It's something that's been going on in the server here recently. I don't want to use malicious sounding terms like a saboteur or anything like that, but we're all aware that on Discord, on social media, even if you believe you are in a private group, even if you think it's safe to tell this guarded group of individuals something, that leaks get out. Screenshots get taken, stuff gets spread around. So the last thing you want to do is to say something or even remotely imply something that could potentially get out and turn into, oh, look what Ian said, look what Ian claimed, or something like that. So yeah, like Frontiers is happening. We know you're involved, and I'm personally excited to see what's going to come of it. I know a lot of other people are, but other than that, there's really not anything else to go on. Did either of you happen to see the gameplay trailer during the whatever gaming event that was recently for the Frontier Zone?
I did. Obviously, I don't think Ian can talk about it at all.
Well, I can say that I saw the trailer.
You can say you saw it, but but he can't really go into any of the details within it.
I'm just acknowledging what already exists. I'm definitely not asking him to spill the beans or who is the voice or although I think people have already done their own research, and I want to say that they said that that's supposed to be Amy's voice, that in a foreign language trailer that there were subtitles that said that was. But yeah, again.
Obviously we cannot confirm or deny that.
You two can speculate and talk all you want. I'm just going to be judiciously silent over here.
I don't even know, man. There's really not a lot to go on. Is kind of the thing. It's just it's just a teaser. I'm certainly excited for Ian, and I'm interested to see what his contributions and how his contributions end up playing out. But the trailer itself, I can't really make a judgment on it. It's not even a gameplay trailer. Who knows how the game's going to even really look when it's finally ready?
I am so glad you actually said that, because and I don't want to step on anybody's toes, because there are a lot of people that are super excited about it, and I am glad that there are so many people that can be super excited about it.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
I watched the trailer, and it didn't really show anything. You get 5 seconds of Sonic running, and then the rest of the trailer is just like landscapes.
Yeah,
it's like, yeah, cool, they look good, but what is the game about? What is it didn't show us anything.
No, so, and this is common though with video games. It's always like, especially the first trailers, the early trailers, they're like just kind of announcements like, hey, we're making this, here's some stuff. Get hyped. And then the hype train revs up and carries on until the game comes out. And then people are either very happy with it or very sad about it, and then the cycle starts anew.
Yeah, it's what I often refer to the Sonic fan cycle. When any new material We get a trailer promotion or they announce, hey, a new game, a new show's coming out, that Sonic fans will psych themselves up.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be the next big thing. This is going to be what saves the franchise. It's going to be so good. And all the speculations, which is always interesting to watch, how people can take a trailer and just look for all the tiny little details and just be like, oh, look at this thing in the background or look at this reference. But when it turns into people creating these entire self-built narratives or headcanons where they expect the final product to be a certain thing,
yeah,
and then when the final product comes out and it does not live up to the expectations they have set,
mm-hmm.
that all of a sudden it's terrible, it's bad, oh my god, this is going to ruin the franchise. It's like, sometimes okay is just okay. I mean, not everything has to be the greatest thing ever to be good. Yeah,
Right.
That's not to say that everything good can't be better. But it's like you see people, they get so worked up. Like just like the Frontiers trailer, there really wasn't much actual content to that trailer, but yet people are already so hyped over it, and they're going on leaks they've read online or things they've heard from people who with uncles that work for Sega or whatever, and they have so much hype built up that I'm just worried when it does finally come out and it doesn't live up to this pre-expected, hype that, I don't want to see people be disappointed. Is I guess what I'm trying to get at. I want to live in a world where we have a new game that everybody can enjoy. A new game that is big and pretty and expansive or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But based on the franchise's recent history, all we can do is just wait and hope.
Yeah.
But at least we got the movie. At least we got the movie trailer the same week too, though.
Yeah. Oh, but I mean, I definitely understand what you mean by the with the game trailer. It's and the fandom. I'm glad that people are excited about it and hyped about it, and I'm glad people are hyped that Ian's involved with it. That's cool. That's awesome. I'm definitely excited about that. But we'll see we'll see ultimately.
The ones that aren't.
Yeah, well, but ultimately, we'll see how it plays out in the end, how it all comes together. That's kind of what I'm waiting for. Is like, let's see more. That's what I want. I want to see more before really just saying that all right, here we go. This is I want to see what the game itself is going to be like. I want maybe a little bit of story teaser, a little bit more on that. I don't know. Just something. Something, cuz right now there's not really anything there and other than, hey, we're making a Sonic game. Here's what it's called. Here's what it's gonna look like. At least here's what part of the game's gonna look like. Maybe if it doesn't change before we're done. So I am cautiously optimistic too, though. I think it is a good sign getting people like Ian involved with a game, getting Tyson Hess involved with stuff on both the game and on the movie side, and getting these fans of Sonic who are also professionals and know what they're doing, getting them on board, I think is a smart move. Very smart. So I'm looking forward to it. But let's talk about something Ian can talk about, like the movie.
I was gonna ask. I was actually gonna ask that. If that's something he could actually share an opinion on, or if it's Sonic related. Nope.
I mean, I know things because of what I've got going on in general, but I can at least safely say that I'm not involved with the project. So what I know what I can dance around, and otherwise I can just geek out because I had no idea what was going to be in that trailer. And oh my god, dude,
That's yeah. See, for as lackluster as the Frontiers trailer might have been, I think the movie trailer kind of picked up the slack there a little bit because it actually did show us a lot of stuff going on in the movie. That's like, oh hey, this is really happening now.
Right.
And as Tyson has implied, that was
Yeah.
only barely the surface. It's just
Lord.
I'm ready. I'm glad. I'm glad that
I mean,
he's excited because if he was like silent about it, if he wasn't saying anything, I would be scared. I'd be like, "Uh-oh, what happened?" What happened? But no, he seems genuinely excited and willing to share some stuff and tease us a little bit with stuff like that. So hey, must not be too bad.
I don't know, man. Like just that scene of Sonic and Knuckles, if that was the entire movie, like that scene, roll credits, I would give it an Oscar. I'm very happy with it.
We are simple. We are simple men with simple desires.
Yeah, I personally enjoy any scene where somebody punches Sonic into the ground. So hey, got my vote.
That's funny. You are a Sonic fan, but you're actually not that big a fan of Sonic himself, which is very entertaining.
I've had to explain that to people before that I love the world, I love the lore, I love all the other stuff going on, but as far as characters go, I can't really stand Sonic. I just do not like him as a character.
I get that. I can get that. He's
Yeah,
he can be kind of abrasive, or in some cases kind of boring.
It's like, and that was the way his character was initially designed. Is that he is the embodiment of that '90s cool guy smugness or whatever, and it's just so not cool to me. I don't know how else to explain it without just really like insulting the character. And then of course there's Tails, and I don't like Tails because I don't like the child genius tropes. Then there's Shadow. I don't like Shadow because he's just such a cliche early 2000s edge character. Like Shadow is the character that you expect to see somebody on like DeviantArt create. I mean, he's got, first of all, black and red color scheme. He's the only character. Oh, he uses guns. He says the bad words. He literally teleports behind you. He's got all the powers of the main character plus some. He's a science experiment with alien hybrid DNA. I mean, everything about Shadow's character is every edgy character trope that like I absolutely can't stand. So people are like, well, what part about Sonic do you like? It's like everything but the characters. That doesn't leave much, though, does it?
Well, in Sonic's case, not really. I mean, you got the music. You got the levels, probably, the world.
Yes,
but I mean,
it's probably why I've enjoyed like the comics more than the games, is because the comics do go into so much more like detail and world building. Even though they don't do much of that according to some people. When you're reading the comics, you get to see these places, and you get to see these other characters. You get to see how towns work. You get to see how governments are formed, how the planet itself as a whole lives and functions. Whereas whenever it's just the games, you just have 2 to 6 characters who go from point A to point B, jumping on robots until they finally beat some giant monster or robot that's going to destroy the world, and that's it.
Right. So, Sonic is a bit of an can be a bit of an abrasive character, but in terms of like the comics, I think the good thing is that it sort of fleshes out their character a little bit and makes them a little bit more sympathetic, and you also get some insight into why they act the way they do, why they feel the way they do, stuff like that. Stuff you can't really get in a game setting for the way they have designed Sonic games, because it's just, got to keep moving, got to keep going forward. You can't stop and, have some have some thoughts or discussion about anything, not like in a comic where you have a bit more breathing room, even though comics are inherently a limited medium and usually kept pretty short, but you know what I mean, like in terms of story. I don't know.
A large factor of that too is that the comics have the luxury of coming out every month.
That too, yeah.
And while building a book is by no means a simple or cheap task, it is in comparison to a 3D game where you have to do like a fully rigged in-engine cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
And voice actors don't come cheap. So with any kind of game construction, you're going to have to be very mindful of your budget, and not just in terms of money, but in terms of resources. And I say this as someone who has worked on other games. I'm not talking about Sonic Frontiers specifically. I'm speaking about other games. Case in point, working on Dungeons of Aether for Aether Studios. And, the question is, how much assets do we have for these scenes? How many portraits can we draw? How are we even delivering the story and such? So it is not an easy thing to juggle, especially when you have to take into account that, unless you're building a visual novel where the narrative is the focus and you're there to get the story, how long do you want to spend in a cutscene before you get back to the gameplay, which is what presumably you're here for?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, I guess that really like any form of media or form of art, I guess that always depends on the viewpoint of the person enjoying the medium. There's some people that can play an action game. They can just jump on, like any given first person shooter and play the online multiplayer for hours on end. And yeah, they play for the experience, the action, the excitement, the gameplay itself, and then there's this entire other group of people over here that would, much more preferably play a game with maybe less detailed graphics, possibly even two-dimensional still images, portraits and dialogue boxes, as long as the game has a captivating and engaging story to keep that person engrossed into it. So really, I mean, it's like but either way, I'm not trying to detract from what Ian said. It takes a lot to build a game compared to, like building a comic or a graphic novel or something like that. But it's people like what they like, and sometimes what people like are different things. I guess that's why we have opinions.
What? How dare you?
I see opinions.
I know. I mean, it's like if you want to talk about opinions in the Sonic community, all you got to do something is just say, so how about 06?
How about that?
Case in point. Yeah.
How about them? How about them green eyes?
There's one portion of the fandom that will vehemently defend 06 as being the pinnacle of Sonic gaming. Like, oh my God, they should make more games like 06. They should stick to the 06 formula. And then there are other people who criticize 06 because of its jankiness and rushed development and what they consider to be a lackluster story or something like that. Same game, and yet two people can have entirely different views on how this one piece of media affects the franchise as a whole. It's such a divisive little community.
Yeah, it definitely is. I know what you mean. It's I'm actually one of the people who is kind of okay with forces, but I am in quite a minority on that one. So, I mean, it's not great, yeah, but it's fine. I didn't think it was completely terrible. Not the strongest, most airtight narrative in the world, but I had fun with it. It was a quick,
Well,
it was a quick little jaunt, couple hours.
Sonic games?
Huh?
I was gonna say, like which Sonic games have had an airtight narrative. You're pretty much explaining every Sonic game ever.
Maybe
gameplay, an okay story.
Maybe Sonic 1. That might have an airtight narrative. Might. I can't think if there are any plot holes in that. Because we do have
Sonic Adventure was pretty darn solid.
We had some, but no, you immediately have a plot hole in Sonic 2 because where did Tails come from? He's just kind of there.
Well, now that depends on if you're going
by
the information in the American
manual or the Japanese manual. Yep.
Did Tails teach Sonic how to spin dash? Did Tails build the tornado, or did Sonic already have the tornado and Tails just flies it? There's so many questions. And then there are people like me that are just like, haha, Sonic go fast, jump on robot.
I mean, that's me too. That's all I want. I just want to go fast, jump on robot, and have some good tunes while I'm doing it. And that's Sonic, man. That's what I want. Once again,
hopefully,
I am a simple man with simple needs.
I, for one, am deeply invested in a robust lore to Sonic, but I'm just a little bit biased.
Just a little bit, yes. That's not to say I'm not invested or interested in a narrative and a robust lore for Sonic. It's just, I just want to go fast.
I guess that's actually one of my favorite things about this. One of my favorite things about the two of you, Ian in particular, obviously, doing this, the BumbleKast, which y'all have been doing for quite a few years now, is just the fact that you are so open and receptive to the fans, to any questions or criticisms or anything like that, because as long as I've been following the group and asking all the fun little questions I've asked some real winners out there. It's just that it does give me an opportunity to pick the brain of one of the people that knows about this lore and world building. Because I've asked everything from like how do their cities work? Like, do they have mayors? Is there a president? Anything like that. Just down to stuff like where does their food come from? What do they eat? Again, stuff that probably will never for any reason be addressed in a game. But that's because the games don't address the greater aspect of the world, as a whole. So now I have access to one of the people that writes the comic that expands on this world that I enjoy so much. So it's like, yes, I will give them a few dollars if it means I get to squeeze little pieces of information out of this man. And look where that got me.
And here you are.
Yeah.
And all my little pieces have been squeezed out. Oh God.
Oh no. I feel like Ian's accessibility is both a blessing and a curse for him and the fandom. It's a curse for the fandom because then they get these ultra high expectations, or Ian says something off the cuff and all of a sudden it spreads around the fandom like crazy.
Then it's
and then and then certain people get all worked up about it, and then Ian has to deal with the fallout of it. So it's a curse for him, but it's also good. It's also cool. You mostly have fun with the community, and that's good.
Well, that's because the community is mostly good, fun people.
Yes,
and I like things being accurate. Like, there are rumors circulating right now about the game, and I would love to clarify, but and there are, some things that have been said about the scope of my influence that are not accurate, but I know that you weighing in on it is only going to make more of a kerfluffle, so I just kind of have to sit back and rely on what this show is and that reputation that it has created, and hope that folks go, it doesn't sound quite right. And then, maybe pose the question here and I can address it directly without having to necessarily kick the hornet's nest.
Yeah,
But
and that's the thing. We are open to people who want to send critical questions or are wondering if what some of these things other people have said are true. I mean, we've never really shied away from the tough questions. That's not really a thing.
Just because it's a and you can't see me doing air quotes over here, a private Discord server, private in the fact that you have to go through like
there is
Patreon or Ko-Fi
there is a like a bare minimum. There is a bar to get in, but it's like the bare minimum we can possibly do.
Yeah, but at the same time as so much, the two of you in particular have never really had anything to hide. Like you say, people start these rumors, and I've actually gotten DMs from people asking for input before. I know I've told Kyle about these situations before, where I'll get DMs from people with screenshots from the server saying, "Oh my God, look what Kyle said," and it's like, why did he say this thing? And it's like, it's a cropped screenshot that's only one portion of a larger conversation. You know what they say, context is key.
Exactly.
Or people have come to me before and been like, "Oh, you should ask Ian this, or you should ask Ian that," to which I reply, or you can subscribe to the Patreon and you can ask them whatever you want to ask them. It's like I don't think you have a very large list of people that are outright like blacklisted from asking questions. Now I think the guarantee is you can ask the question, but you don't guarantee they'll get a satisfactory answer to the question.
Correct.
But
I mean, I am not all knowing, for pity's sake. And I can be wrong. It has happened.
What? Ian, are you serious? You want to admit that live on air?
Yes, because maybe that was the thread, and people will stop thinking I'm some kind of Machiavellian genius.
Well, see,
and the thing is, this isn't new. This has been going on since early Archie days.
Yeah, it's been going on since issue 161, probably. Actually, probably earlier than that.
I don't even know if they're still online anymore, but there was somebody who was absolutely convinced that I had bought off every fan site, and that's why people were posting about how much they enjoyed the book.
Really?
That it was some grand conspiracy to do good PR, and it's like, no, I don't even know half the admins.
And you did that, of course, on a comic book freelancer writer's salary.
I was going to say, you were working for Archie. How could you have afforded to buy one off?
I mean, it's not money that I think drives most people to become comic book creators. Really.
See, what it is it's the long game. Ian was buying off fan forums back in the day to promote himself, so that at one point he would work his way up until he owns Sega. It's all part of a very long plan to slowly take over the entire Sonic franchise.
And then the world.
And then the world.
And then the universe. He will not rest until he is fully in control of your existence.
No, what I'm expecting now is for certain individuals to timestamp this video just at the one line where he says, "Sometimes I'm wrong," and they're just going to repost that every single time he says something. Oh, look, see right here, he admitted he's wrong right here.
He said that multiple times and it still hasn't come up. Nobody. The thing is, nobody actually listens to this show. There might be a few people who do, and then they just clip out little snippets of it and then post those out of context, and then everyone else jumps on board. It's just like screenshots. You know, it's a whole context is completely eradicated, and it's just the bit. It's just the bit that makes you look bad.
Exactly. Yeah. It'll be years from now. Somebody will make a YouTube video about something, and they'll reference back to that 1 3-second clip. Well, on December 24th of 2021, Ian Flynn stated in the BumbleKast that sometimes he is wrong. It's like
something that I've had to come to grips with is that you can't control the narrative. You can't control the internet. So
definitely
that was a very hard lesson to learn. And it's like, so what all we can do with the show is be as transparent and direct as we can and hope for the best. You know, if you need citation needed, here's the episode that I'm just going to put it out there. And I really can't help the spin that comes from it. And one of the best ways to not go mad over that is to just get offline, go outside, touch grass.
I mean, we can certainly try to clarify it, but it's like sometimes that gets drowned out, or other times it's just ignored. If you
tried to spend your time talking about all the rumors and accusations, if you tried to spend your time defending yourself from these half-truths or rumors that people start, you really wouldn't have time for anything else. Because
it's true.
Yeah.
If these are people that are already going out of their way to twist the narrative to fit their own dislike of a person, nothing you say is going to change their perspective. They're just gonna take whatever you say in return and spin it, and just, it's a never-ending cycle. So yeah, there are times where you just have to see these things, laugh at how ridiculous they may seem, and then go on about your business doing more productive things.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're definitely not going to do that.
And as much as I want, accuracy out there, just for the sake of having pure data, I like having pure data. It's more the maliciousness of it. That's what bugs me.
Yeah.
I mean, some of the outlandish stuff out there, like, again, that I'm some kind of propaganda kingpin of all of the Sonic fandom. That's silly. That's funny. It's the ones that, purposefully spread it because they know it will cause problems. Why sow that discord? Why be vindictive? It's, if you don't like the way I do things, that's fair. If you're tired of my presence within the fandom, I get that too. I've been around for a long time. There's a lot of Flynn media in Sonic, and I'm not going to argue that. I absolutely get where someone would be coming from if they want a different voice. But
tired of seeing that
at the same time,
tired of seeing that smug, knowing smile everywhere.
But at the same time, I love this franchise and I got to put food on the table. I'm good at writing Sonic. I don't think I would have this longevity if that wasn't true.
I don't know if you would have gotten hired by Sega to write a mainline Sonic game if they thought you were.
I don't know. It's the same
for
thing
the job.
As being bullied as a kid. It's like it wasn't the bullying itself that got to me. It was the meanness, the intent of being mean to someone else. That's what bugs me. It's like, why? There's no reason to do that.
Yeah. And I've just seen this here. Apparently, you, Ian, have been working on Sonic for half of the franchise's existence, which is wild. Like, whoa!
What is it? If we go all the way back to the first issue of Archie worked on, it's what 15 years ago now.
Yeah.
If we're almost uninterrupted, if you want to ignore that little hiccup between Archie and IDW.
Oh yeah, that was just a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
A long extended vacation.
It was
terrifying vacation.
It was unpaid time off. Yes, he took Ian got the chance to take a gap year. Yeah, good for him.
That's another topic I could have brought up a half an hour ago is freaking IDW, man. But again,
we got a little bit of time unless your battery's dying.
Like fall under. Oh no! I'm good. I just didn't know if that was anything he could actually, like discuss because of employment status and stuff like that. But no, that's been something that I've seen circulating around certain Sonic groups and stuff lately is that IDW is currently losing some other licenses.
Allegedly,
specifically a lot of Hasbro titles. Yeah,
and it's not been confirmed, and it's not actually happened yet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But yet I see a lot of, because since IDW Sonic has started, people have tried to point out how badly it's doing, and I've heard people saying the comic is going to end since it started, and now here we are. What is this, year 5 now? What are we up to? And it's like, but every little thing, it's back to that mindset. It's like every little thing is an excuse to say something negative. It's like, oh my God, IDW's bleeding money and IDW's losing all of these other licenses. And somehow that comes back to, and this is why Ian Flynn shouldn't be writing the Sonic comics. It's like, even if IDW is losing Hasbro licenses, that has nothing to do with Sega and Sonic. It's two entirely different companies. And they're like, well, if IDW loses these licenses and they lose enough money and the company goes under, then the Sonic comic will get canceled. It's like, yes, but that still won't be Ian's fault. But at the same time, just speculation. Again, this is not saying this is going to happen. So, for whoever crops this video and says, CC, they said the comic's getting canceled, if IDW as a company were to go belly up and the current iteration of Sonic Comics were to end, you just know there would be people who, in spite of the fact that the comic ran for 5 or 6 years, would say, see, another Sonic comic got canceled under Ian. That proves he's the problem. And it's like... No, it just proves people weren't buying IDW's other comics.
And he's, and the thing is that Ian's not even head writer anymore, so.
Yeah, no, it's like, but
but he still gets all the blame. Like everything.
And that puts me in the awkward position because I don't want to sell Evan short. She's lead writer now. You can kind of acknowledge the fact that she's running the ship. Don't let her be forgotten just because I'm around a lot. But on the other hand, I don't want to seem like I'm throwing her under the bus for any reason.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, the book is doing terrible because Ian's writing. I'm not writing it. Oh, Ian's saying that Evan's writing, he's making it terrible. It's like, no, just stop, please.
See, I'm laughing, but the worst part is, somebody's gonna say that.
Yeah,
they probably already have.
At the very least,
they're gonna say like Ian's still the one behind the scenes, actually in control.
Oh yeah.
Evan's just a front. She's just a puppet in Ian's mad schemes.
I have seen people say that though. I have seen other.
I have too.
I have seen other artists who have posted things, on their own personal social medias, and they express their opinions on any given subject, like politics or food or just responding to other people. And it always comes back to, well, why is Ian letting them post these things? It's because he's not their daddy. He just works with them. It's it's really not funny, but at the same time, it's like absolutely hilarious.
I mean, it's the only the laughter is the only way to hide the tears.
And I do feel bad about that. Is that if it was just directed at me, that's fine. I've been bullied for as long as I can remember. I am used to it by now. But when it bleeds into other people, it's like, stop, leave them alone. If your beef is with me, be mad at me, but don't start dragging in other people just because they happen to work on the same thing as I do.
That's a sentiment I can 110% agree with, just because of how many times I have experienced that in this fandom. Oh yeah. Kyle's even told me before, and I don't disagree with it. I know how people feel about me, that I personally am a very divisive person. Like, you either really like me or you really don't. There aren't very many people who are middle ground when it comes to off. And I am okay with that. I am okay with people not liking me. But then whenever they start doing things like ripping on a certain fan comic that I work on because, oh, they let this guy work on their comic, or when people start blowing up the comment sections of YouTubers who I have happened to interacted with once or twice in the past, with stuff like, oh my God, don't follow this guy because they did a video with Alf and he's bad. It's like, don't do that. If you have a problem with me, bring it to me and I will gladly make fun of you. But if you take your problem with me to other people, then you're just going to make me mad. And I'm getting old. I don't like being mad. So don't do that. Like, it's the same. It's the same situation. You sit here and it's not so much what they're doing that is upsetting. It's the why. Why would you do that? You don't like this person. Okay, you don't like them. Then don't interact with them. Just ignore them and go on about your business, playing a game or writing your own comic or doing whatever. But no, these people, they take time and energy to, quite frankly, sometimes harass any given person who just happens to have interacted with someone they don't like. And it's boggling why somebody would invest their energy into something like that. I am old and lazy. I don't have that kind of energy. It's like,
If it makes you feel any better, I'm kind of ambivalent towards you, so there's that going for you. I mean, you give us money, we get you on the show. That's exactly the end of the transaction.
Well, you see, I'm following your footsteps. I'm buying my way into the.
And there you go. Buying your way into the good graces. Yeah, got it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Once
cool.
I've taken the crown and moved to Japan, then you just surprised me from behind my great Sega throne with the poison dagger. Very Shakespearean.
Should have known. I should
probably learn Japanese before I take over Sega. That'd be a little awkward.
It used to be an American company. It's fine.
Don't worry, Kyle. I know we're kind of leaving you out here.
What?
But
no,
once I
I'm
do
fine.
away with Ian and I'm running the show, I'll keep you around.
Okay.
I don't have any problems with you.
Okay, cool. I'm glad. I'm happy flying under the radar like I have been, I kind of just like coast along. Nobody really cares, and it's fine. I'm perfectly happy with that. I will bury myself in Ian's coattails and ride with him on the success train, and he won't even know any better, and I'll just be there. I'll ride the coattails of Ian's success wherever he goes, secretly. Nobody will know. I'll just, glide under there. Nobody will know. It's like I very, very rarely, but I have seen some criticism of me being like just a hanger on, just someone who's like, just here to ride Ian's coattails. And I mean, they're not wrong.
Kyle, you provide a valuable service, which is you manage the show.
I do, but I mean,
I just show up and spout nonsense for an hour, and then you make it all work. You handle all the logistics.
Yeah, but this is funnier.
If anything, I'm the one hanging on to you. And if you're hanging on to me at the same time, we're this kind of Ouroboros that just keeps rolling forward.
Okay, so not an Ouroboros. We're more like a Katamari.
Yeah, there you go. That works.
Yeah. That's how we take over the world. And that's how we take over Sega, and then the world is by Katamariing into everything.
All of the people subscribe to the BumbleKast. We're just the collateral damage that adds to this great ever-spinning ball.
Yes. Welcome aboard.
And I would love to see any given artist in the group drawing this. I could just imagine everybody's different Discord profile pictures just attached to this great mass of Ian and Kyle with just like your faces sticking out of the ball somewhere.
Little did you know that it actually was Bumble King of the Cosmos.
Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Wow. All right.
I need to go back and play those games sometimes. I haven't played a Katamari game in forever.
They're weird, but they're cute too.
What can you even play them on now? Are they like on PlayStation?
Well, I mean,
or?
The remake for the first game is on Switch.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and on everything else, but it's also Switch, PC,
all I have
everything.
To do is sell my soul to Nintendo.
Well, no, it's on everything else too. I think it's on PlayStation and PC. I know it's on PC. So.
No, I think that would be a fun game to port to like mobile devices, like phones with the gyroscopic sensor in it.
I think
instead of using the joysticks, just kind of tilt your phone.
I think there's at least one mobile version of it, and it's been on multiple handhelds too. So it's out there. It's out there. It's a good idea.
It's a fun little niche game that really needs more exposure.
Yeah. All right. Well,
speaking of exposure, I've been outside in the cold this whole time. So you guys want to wrap this up? I know we're getting close to the hour here.
Yep. And you are your battery's dying too. I know. So.
Well, before we wrap it up, is there anything you want to plug? Anything that you're interested in right now that you want people to take a look at? Anything you're doing that you want to put out there for exposure?
Nothing that I think I'm legally allowed to advertise here of my own, but yeah, for anybody that doesn't know who I am or what I do, I'm off. I'm a writer and admin over on a fan comic called Sonic Legacy. We have a Twitter, a Discord. We have our own website now. I keep forgetting about that, soniclegacyonline.com. Ian can't read it, but Kyle loves the characters, so he'll shill for us.
Yeah, sure, go check it out.
So, yeah,
I like fan comics and stuff. They're cool. I love seeing the creative side and the ideas that people come up with. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna make our own comic with blackjack and hookers.
Nah, forget the comic.
Neat.
But yeah, go give it a look. A lot of good people over there. A lot of extremely talented artists on that project. Just oh my God, some of the artists and musicians that are working on that comic just blows my mind how they're not working in the professional field yet. But some people they just would rather work on this kind of stuff, I guess. So yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I didn't have anything else to plug.
Alrighty, well, thank you again for sponsoring this episode and joining us. And thank you everyone who's been listening, all our new subscribers. Happy holidays to everybody. Hope the new year finds you well. Be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and we will see you next year with more BumbleKast.
See you next year. Next year. Where'd 2021 go? Wasn't it just 2016 a few minutes ago? All right. We're done. So
we are done. And I am right, because we're not recording around Christmas time, and we're not going to rush one out the door, so we'll just come back.
You are correct.
January 1st.
January 1st with the live stream. Yep, you are correct. So you were not wrong. We were taking the time off.
The great BumbleKast New Year's. Y'all should. Nah, that wouldn't work. I was gonna say y'all should do a live midnight showing for the New Year's, but I'm sure everybody's too busy for that. Except me, I have absolutely nothing to do because
I don't either. But you know,
we discussed it and it's like, maybe not. Well, that and New Year's for me is like 4 hours different from Kyle, so the coordination of that would be weird.
It's only 2 hours.
Well, see, what you have to do is you just have to stream the whole
We just
time.
have to stream for 2 hours. Yeah, we'll just start the stream. We start the stream just before it happens with Ian, and then yeah. Nah, I don't know. Sometimes it's like sometimes I used to when we used to do BumbleKast gaming, I'd stream games on New Year's Eve and Christmas and stuff. But I don't know. Maybe I'll revive it for that. Maybe I'll get bored.
The way I've been lately, I might be asleep. So
I think what was it? What was last year? Last year I think we spent the whole night playing Stardew Valley and didn't even really acknowledge the clock. I think.
See, I think the difference between being a child and adult is when you're a child, you want to stay up until midnight on New Year's, but once you reach a certain age, you want to be in bed before midnight on New Year's.
You just want to sleep at all.
You no longer have the energy for the festivities. It's like, oh, it's 9:30. I'll see you all next year. I'm going to bed.
Yes, especially if it's a weekday. No. You've been listening to the BumbleKast, a co-production of Bumble King Comics and the KNGI Network. Original theme music composed by Ken Coda Snyder. Remixed intro by T-Lopes. Find out more information, along with podcast feeder links, MP3 downloads, and more at bumbleking.com and kngi.org.
So, do we have an agenda for this show, sir? Or
absolutely not.
Okay.
I am vehemently against agendas. Because then I feel restricted. I just have to let things.
Are you just
really? I just hadn't put any thought into it.
Are you just basically wanting to ask Ian more questions?
And more or less, I mean, there's a lot of new developments since last time. I was here. A lot of new things that can be talked about. A lot of new things that we can talk about that we can't talk about.
Yeah, yeah. You should already be pretty aware.
Yeah. I'll just spend the whole hour asking him about the freedom fighters and Sonic Frontiers. We'll just see how that goes.
Well, he can talk about the freedom fighters, but Frontiers, no.
See how many times I can get Ian to say I can't talk about that in one podcast.
Give Kyle the extra homework of having a counter at the bottom of the screen. Bing, bing, bing.
Maybe.
My little portrait just gets angrier and angrier.
Oh no, so we have to not only put in a counter, but we also have to make different variations of your your avatar.
Yeah, you can do that, no problem, right?
I
Cool.
can definitely
Right,
do that I do have 2 weeks before we put this episode out. So, I got a little time.